Dean Schaefer, thank you for your kind and encouraging words. We as students, along with the faculty and staff of Purdue Polytechnic Institute Richmond, appreciate your leadership of the Purdue statewide system. To my classmates, please take this time to give yourself an applause. I think this bunch is a little modest. Everybody, can you help them out a little bit? There are not many days in one's life when you realize that you have arrived. Of those days, there are even fewer when you know the exact day and hour. Tonight truly is one of the most significant accomplishments in our lives, becoming college graduates. We have looked forward to this day for a very long time and are thrilled to be participating in the 2019 commencement ceremony for Purdue Polytechnic Institute Richmond. For all of us, today is the culmination of years of hard work, dedication, sacrifice, and perseverance. The driving force for this hard work and determination is a belief, a betterment of investing in ourselves through education. To my fellow classmates, today is a day that we can truly say, we did it, and reflect accordingly for the rest of our lives. It truly is a privilege and honor for me to be speaking tonight, representing my fellow graduates at commencement. What a momentous academic year 2018-2019 was for Purdue University as a whole, along with our Richmond campus. As many of you may know, 2019 is the 150th anniversary of Purdue University's founding. It truly is something that we are able to join the alumni of this legendary institution in a celebration year like this. For Purdue, the theme of this year is 150 years of giant leaps. That phrase, giant leaps, references one of the greatest quotes ever. One small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind, as spoken by our fellow Purdue graduate, Neil Armstrong, as he was the first to set that in the moon. Tonight, as we walk across the stage receiving our degrees, the steps will be no different than the countless steps we have taken as humans. However, tonight we are officially Purdue graduates, and that step will truly be a great leap for us personally and professionally. By earning the degree that we've worked so hard for, I believe that life will be different for us this day forward, as it was for mankind on July 20th, 1969, after Neil Armstrong took that giant leap. Looking at our Purdue campus here in Richmond, the academic year has plenty of reasons for celebration. Tonight we have 24 graduates representing majors in animation, computer graphics technology, game development and design, engineering technology, and mechanical engineering technology. Along with our 3 fellow classmates receiving an associate degree, 7 of us graduating tonight represent the very first Bachelor of Science degrees in mechanical engineering technology conferred from Purdue Polytechnic Institute, Richmond. Luke, Seth, Austin, Mason, Evan, and Rodney. We will always get to tell people that we were the first 4-year MET graduates to come out of Purdue, Richmond. Hopefully we can make the university proud of their decision to expand mechanical engineering technology to a Bachelor of Science program. During this year, the computer graphics technology program as a whole participated in the Star Jeanette Valley project, where students recreated the Star Jeanette piano factory in video game form. Now people can play that game the CGT program created and know what it would have been like to be at the piano factory in Richmond during its glory days. I feel that a project like this is exactly what Purdue Polytechnic Institute Richmond is all about. We're all part of Richmond and the Whitewater Valley's hardworking past and present. But now we are applying the new knowledge and technologies towards a brighter future. I'd like to go back to that comparison of Neil Armstrong, our fellow alumnus. While Neil, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins got the majority of the praise for manning the Apollo 11 space crew, they were actually supported by a vast team. During its height, the 3 astronauts were just the tip of a 400,000-person NASA Apollo space program. They collaborated with approximately 20,000 companies and universities. It goes without saying the Apollo 11 astronauts had an excellent support team to achieve their goal. Fellow graduates, similarly, tonight is about personal achievement. We too were supported greatly by a team in our educational mission. The professors at Purdue Richmond and IU East were there to train us and support us through the various classes in our major, even though at times it may have seemed like they were really torturing us. It really was for our own benefit to drill home the required learning objectives. The staff at Purdue Richmond were always there for us, making sure we took the correct classes, provided the needed information, arranged fun events throughout the year to participate in, and kept us on course for our goal of graduation. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, our family and friends supported us however they could through our schooling. I feel that for most of us, without the support system of our family and friends, and even employers, we very well would not be here tonight. Our university and personal support teams coming together, celebrating our goal tonight, is what makes this event so special. On a personal note, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my support team. First, my wife, Susan. 8 years ago, after we were married, Susan urged me to go back to school to fulfill my untapped potential. Along the way, we were blessed with 2 wonderful sons, first Miles and then Wilson, to further add to my support team. I can say that I've literally done homework in Reed Hospital next door with a day-old infant sleeping next to me. Susan, Miles, and Wilson, the 3 of you provided the support and motivation needed to graduate this evening with a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering technology. I figured if I was going to be away from my family at school, I'd better put forth the full effort to make it worthwhile. My parents, Susan's parents, along with my brother-in-law and sister-in-law, thank you for all the nights you helped our family however you could while I was at school. Whether it was watching the boys, cooking dinner for us, or whatever else you could do, you went out of your way to help. You believed in me that I would eventually be graduating here tonight. I would also like to thank my employer, Henny Penny Corporation, for allowing me a flexible schedule which enabled me to keep the path towards graduation even when some classes were during work hours. Lastly, my support team here at Purdue Richmond, which is outstanding. Christy Tollett, my student affairs administrator and engineering professor, Rex Canoe. As a transfer student from Sinclair Community College, thank you for making my transition to Purdue as seamless as possible. Your help in reviewing all of my transcripts, arranging transfer credit, was truly remarkable. The support you provided me meant that I could continue my education at Purdue Richmond with having received nearly all credit for my associate program at Sinclair. I ask of my classmates, please take the appropriate time to support your team with a heartfelt thank you. Without the necessary support to keep us going towards our educational goals, we very well could have fallen short. I know many of you have stories just like mine, where family, friends, and Purdue staff went out of their way because they believed in your future success. Purdue Polytechnic Institute Richmond is a true asset of the East Central Indiana region. The local students can learn all of the skills and technologies associated with the Purdue education right here in their own backyard. The name Purdue has always been associated with the very best in education for the engineering and technical fields. For over 50 years now, someone living in the Richmond area can earn a Purdue degree right here at an affordable cost. As an Ohioan, I would like to thank the Purdue statewide reciprocal program, which offers Indiana resident tuition to those living in many counties along the Indiana border. Similar reciprocal resident tuition programs exist for border residing Ohioans attending both IU East and Ivy Tech. It is this forward thinking by Purdue, IU East, and Ivy Tech to offer the lowest tuition possible to more students in the Richmond area, which will allow these institutions in our region to further thrive. As much as we may like to think that tonight ends our educational journey, it does not. Classmates, regardless of what your plans are, whether it's entering the workforce, remaining at your current employer, joining the military, pursuing a bachelor's degree, or possibly moving on to graduate school, you will never stop learning. Even though we are now extremely well prepared with the Purdue education, there will be challenges and problems which require new skills to be learned or technologies adapted to make that next leap. Let us take the knowledge we now have and will always be accumulating for the benefit of not only ourselves, but others as well. Fellow classmates, I know we're all looking to make a name for ourselves moving forward. One thing that my experience has taught me over the years whether in school or at work, is that when presented with an opportunity, try to put yourself forward. When the boss asks for the volunteer for that special project, speak up. When extra training is offered, take it. Go the extra mile to keep everyone informed. Don't just do whatever is needed to complete a task and go home with it. Instead, I ask you to complete a task so well that everyone knows it's your work. Putting myself forward when opportunity presents has worked well for me, and I know it will for you too. I understand it is not easy to put yourself forward in a new situation with the fear of failure looming. But didn't we just do that regarding our education? We could have maintained the status quo. No one made us come to Purdue to further our studies, but instead we wanted to better ourselves and our position in the world. I'd like to ask you to think about another famous quote credited to numerous people. If you do what you've always done, you will get what you've always gotten. As Purdue graduates, we now know the meaning of this quote, not by doing what is easy, but pursuing what was hard. We now set ourselves in the best position to receive better opportunities by becoming college graduates. Please remember this quote moving forward as it applies educationally, professionally, and life in general. In conclusion, my fellow classmates, let us remember forevermore, we are Purdue. The ideas, inventions, and companies that we make will move the world forward.